Take a look at the current playoff bracket. The Western Conference Finals are set with Oklahoma City and San Antonio, and the New York Knicks have already advanced in the East. That leaves exactly one unresolved gap in the entire second round. Tonight, on a Monday evening in primetime, the basketball world focuses on this single court in the heart of Detroit. Both teams have spent the last 2 weeks in a dead heat. Through 6 games of alternating runs and physical defensive stands, they fought to a 3 standstill. With every other series concluded, the intense pressure of the postseason is no longer distributed across the league. It is concentrated entirely on these 48 minutes. The Detroit Pistons spent the regular season proving their rebuild was ahead of schedule, finishing with the best record in the Eastern Conference. They are the youngest 1 seed in years, a roster constructed almost entirely through high-stakes lottery picks. Their opponent is a 4-seed Cleveland roster that functions on a different timeline. The Cavaliers are anchored by veterans who have already logged thousands of playoff minutes and survived multiple 7-game series. Because Detroit held the top seed and home court advantage, many expected a relatively short series. But Cleveland used their veteran experience to disrupt Detroit's rhythm, dragging this series into a winner-take-all scenario. This is the ultimate stress test for 2 different philosophies. We are about to see if youthful energy can outlast the composure of a veteran establishment. At the center of Detroit's rise is Cade Cunningham. After navigating early career injuries and losing seasons, Cunningham has emerged as an all-NBA caliber floor general who controls the tempo of every possession. His Game 6 performance was a masterclass in manipulation. He scored 21 points and found 8 assists by drawing double teams and then firing precise passes the moment Cleveland's defensive rotations hesitated. But Cunningham's real impact was unlocking the bench mob. This chart shows the massive production gap from Game 6, where Detroit's reserves combined for 48 points, while Cleveland's bench struggled to score at all. That energy came from players like Dennis Jenkins and Paul Reed, young, undrafted, or overlooked contributors who play with a high motor style that Cleveland's second unit hasn't been able to contain. If Cunningham can continue to force Cleveland's defense to collapse in the paint, it will likely trigger another wave of wide-open looks for those high-energy role players. For Cleveland, Game 6 was a structural collapse. Under Detroit's relentless ball pressure, the Cavaliers' offensive sets fell apart, leading to static possessions and forced shots. The fallout was visible in the box score: 20 turnovers. Detroit turned those mistakes into 30 fast break points, essentially using Cleveland's own sloppiness to fuel that transition game. Donovan Mitchell was hit the hardest. Detroit's defense sagged off non-shooters to trap him, holding him to 30% shooting and a team-low -25 point differential. To counter this, the Cavaliers need Evan Mobley to establish a physical presence in the paint. He is the variable that can stabilize their defense and force Detroit to stop living at the rim. Cleveland also has a chance to exploit Detroit's aggression. By baiting Osar Thompson into early reach-in fouls, they can sideline Detroit's most versatile defender and force the Pistons into uncomfortable lineup adjustments. Success for the Cavaliers depends on whether they can stop feeding Detroit's fast break with turnovers and instead use their experience to dictate a slower half-court pace. For Detroit, a win tonight marks the official end of their rebuild. Advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals would confirm Cunningham's status as a premier postseason performer and move the franchise back into the elite tier of the East. For Cleveland, the stakes are more final. A loss in the second round suggests this veteran core has hit its ceiling, likely signaling that their championship window is closing for good. The winner moves on to face an exhausted New York Knicks squad, making a potential finals berth look more realistic than anyone expected when the playoffs began. The final minutes will be a contest of endurance versus composure, whether Detroit's fresh legs can keep the pace high enough to break the veteran discipline Cleveland uses to control the clock. Game 7 is the threshold. Tonight, we see if the veteran establishment can hold their ground, or if the new generation finally kicks down the door.